Hey, you guys, I'm just waiting for Britt to join in. Hello. Mm, I'm just gonna let her know. We'll just wait. Let's see here. See when she's unable to join. I hope I don't have to restart this. Hello, everybody. Oh, I hope I can see if she can join in with me. Technology. Mhm. Hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. Just having a bit of time trying to get onto the live. Some technical difficulties. Sorry. Hmm. Okay, I'll see if she can join. If she can't, I'll have to restart this. Oh, thank you, my sweet soul. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's exciting. We're having technical difficulties. Am oh,
Oh, is it
hello.
working?
There you go. It's working. I see you. Do
Good. Okay. Awesome.
you see me?
Yes.
Perfect. We're in. We're good.
Awesome. I don't know why
Yay.
that took so long
That's
to
so
come in.
funny. I was like, oh shoot, I'm like typing away. It's like, oh, technical difficulties. But that's okay. We're here.
No, we're good to go. So this is
Woo.
actually my very first live, like being sort of in this business for over 5 to 7 years. This is my first live.
Oh, I'm so excited. No, this will be perfect. I've done a few of them, which but this is going to be awesome because now we can
Oh, and
communicate together face
there's
to
actually
face.
like comments in the bottom made my day seeing you. So that's awesome as well, right? You can look at the bottom. I didn't even know.
Yeah, people have chats. We have the chat available to us so that everybody can kind of converse with us too while we're doing our live.
Love it. So, did
Mm-hmm.
you want to get started and maybe introduce how we even came into contact with one another and how we came into alignment, I guess, to be able to do this type of work?
I'd love to. I'd love to start too, because I feel like the way that I connected in with you, because I connected in with you first. So Britt is the most incredible channel. She's the most incredible, energetic alchemist, medium. And so a lot of people that have followed me have known that I went through, a pretty interesting time on my journey. And while I was going through this journey, Britt was one of the only, spiritual influencers at the time that I really connected in with. And so I opted into a reading, like an energy reading with you. That's how we first connected. And ever since then, it was about the first or second reading we really started to connect today, because I actually started to reach out to you personally.
Yeah.
With everything that I
And
was
that's what I
going through.
think we actually bridged from being more of like a client coach or like mentor relationship to a friendship, because we realized how much we had in common.
I know.
Our backstory is absolutely unbelievable, how much mirroring what happened like in each
But
of our individual lives.
once we came into connection and realized, holy shoot, like how parallel our journeys were,
Very parallel.
it was incredible. And especially when you started to talk about, the fifth dimensional frequencies, it really gave an understanding of what I was experiencing at the time, because nobody else was talking about it. So I was like, this woman knows what I'm experiencing, and this woman knows what I'm going through. So you just like, when we came into connection, like you just helped me come into alignment with everything that I was
I just
experiencing.
want to say hi, Suzanne. I
Yeah.
see you there.
Oh, I was shown that within 10 years, everything will be changed. The planet would start vibrating at fifth dimensional, because we are nearing the great central sun. Have you all experienced this? So, Brett, I'll let you tap in on that question.
Absolutely. I'm in complete 5D embodiment. My experience is unlike anybody I've ever met. So I'm on a very unique journey, let's just say. And Lindsay is not far behind me. Like she's right there with me. So I don't know of anybody else within the spiritual community who's been able to almost completely maintain the frequency of the fifth dimension. It's hard because we're having a human experience as well. We're very much anchored into our family lives and having a 3D life as well. So it's all about balancing and to find alignment within all areas, I suppose.
Yeah, no, and that's what makes this, connection so unique, because Brittany is completely vibrating in the fifth dimensional frequencies. And like she mentioned, that I'm on my own, my way, soon to be. But that's how we really come into alignment, was because
Yeah.
of um, taking in the fifth dimensional light. Because when you're taking in that light, it's a whole other ballgame. It's a whole other, yeah,
And for Lindsay and myself, it's been like really like I feel like fast and furious. Like there's been no breaks. It's
no,
just like go time, go time, go time. And I feel like it was for us to be able to come into alignment to have part of our mission. We didn't know in the beginning. Like obviously we were just friends having a very similar experience, and now we're like, oh, this makes sense. This is why everything was happening so fast.
oh, absolutely, the accelerated journey, and now where we are today makes all the sense in the world, because now we're propelling forward together,
Yeah.
and now realizing why we had to go through everything that we have went through at such an accelerated pace to get to, where we are now. We took in everything very quickly. It was funny, you said something really funny last night about that, like how we took that in really quickly. It was really speedy. It
It
was dirty.
was.
That's what it
And
was. It was
at the
dirty.
time, like for both of us, we both didn't realize what was happening. Like we were just
Yeah.
thought, I personally thought I was really, really sick. I was like, I
Right.
have to be dying of something because
No, it's so
this is like
true.
so unusual to be feeling this way after, like, I've never felt this way before. And little did I
Right.
know I was taking in massive, massive influxes of light energy.
Right. And that's one thing that we
You
want
feel-
to, eventually be able to like express to people, that are going through, and taking in these influxes of light, that are experiencing, symptoms, because, oftentimes you go to the doctor and everything goes undiagnosed. But really a lot of people's bodies, the vibration is, changing. Their vibration is changing. So when we get to,
Everything about us is changing. Absolutely every like area of our lives as well.
yeah, absolutely. We gotta, how does a human experience fifth dimension? I feel like and behave. Can you lighten on the 5D consciousness and how they feel and all? You get that, Brett?
how a fifth dimension feels like and behaves. So I would say it's just having a greater expanded awareness of every interaction. I know stuff about people that they possibly don't even know about themselves. I know information about our relationship, possibly moving into past lifetimes and current lifetimes within other dimensions that I have with other people. And it's unbelievable the amount of awareness. And Lindsay as well. She's so aware of every relationship connection and how much healing is taking place at higher capacities, which is so exciting once you begin to realize like why you're connected in with the people you're connected in with. Yeah, it's unbelievable. There's another
Absolutely.
question here. How do you know you're in the fifth dimension? I feel different last few months.
I'm connected to nature and people everywhere.
So that's how it began for me anyway. And I know Lindsay can speak on nature. She's always in nature. She takes most of her upgrades and gets her highest messages, I suppose, within nature, and me as well. That's how my journey began.
Yeah.
And then to be really honest with you, the way I feel is not like a typical human. I feel very euphoric. I feel very blissful. Everything I do or say and decisions I make feel very aligned to my heart, and that's how I know I'm in a completely different frequency than what I was operating at even, you know, a few 3 years 4 years ago. So I'd say
Yeah,
that's a
absolutely.
really great start, Angel 888, to be able to have that awareness of connecting really strongly into nature, like you said, and people everywhere. Like you'll cross a stranger on the street and just be like, wow, like I know the depths of your soul and being. I understand you at a soul level.
It's so true. And I mean, even our energetic field and how we pick up on other energies of everything within, you know, people and the frequencies of animals and nature and just life itself, our frequency changes. It's just, it's a totally different ballpark. We're very set, we become very, what's the word? Like the blissful and the euphoric feeling, but we're very sensitive at the same time. I know that you and I have spoken about how
I love what you
energetically
say
sensitive.
about sensitivity. I'm so sensitive. Just even people I meet, even energetically now, like feeling who is tuning into this, I can feel the energy of absolutely everybody tuning into this video. And
Right.
even on the internet, when I go onto social media, I can feel absolutely everybody on my platform.
Yeah.
And Lindsay's very in tune as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, absolutely. You can feel the energetics of anybody that you're connected in with, whether you're separation or you're physically together. Because being physically together is like it's an entirely different
Yeah.
experience. Because a lot of us are transmuters and we don't really understand that. So when you find out you're a transmuter, that's also an entirely new experience too. When we begin to transmute for people too. So it's just it's a beautiful experience, but it definitely takes, you know, it takes to get to where, you know, to be able to anchor in these influxes. It's not easy. It's not been an easy journey. You know,
It
it comes
takes a
with,
lot of, I would say, mental strength,
yeah,
emotional strength to be able to balance your system continuously. And I feel like I'm doing a juggling act. I don't know about you, but every day, especially
yeah,
in the beginning, I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm juggling so much. Not only am I a mom,
yeah,
I have a career, same with you, but we're also juggling the fifth dimensional stuff, the energetics of our existence. So
no,
there's a
it's
bunch
so
of
true.
information below. I don't want to miss it. Hi, Ireland. I see there's like an Ireland
Mhm.
message.
Yeah,
It's very cool.
I can read this for you if you want.
Oh, I see
In ancient, oh
it.
dear. Yeah. In ancient Lemuria, we all used to speak in frequency. Children used to ask a tree what the tree was, and the tree would send out, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, send out a frequency. And the kids would know what the tree was and all. It's so true. Oh my
Yes.
God.
So I
Like,
speak very directly to trees.
yeah.
I know this sounds probably pretty crazy to some people who don't have this consciousness, but I had a very memorable lifetime as a tree.
Oh
And
my gosh.
just the information that's come through on that. And then even connecting in now, you too, I'm always going out into the forest as much as I can. And Lindsay's out there, like, I'd say
Oh,
24/7, more than me even.
yeah. If I'm not at home or with my kids, I'm out in the forest. And because it's like the connection that we gain out in nature. And like, Britt, you really, you know, brought that information forth for me, you know, maybe about a year ago, is how, like, you know, nature and the forest is a consciousness of its own. And it's so true. Because when I'm out there, it's just incredible. Just the energy of it. And that how, when I'm out there, the transmutation that takes place within my own field, like it just wipes everything, like wipes my template. It clears and cleanses my own energy field. And it's just incredible. the power of, being out in nature. It's just unbelievable what it does for the human soul and body, mind,
It's
and
true.
spirit, everything.
And I feel like you and I are such strong transmuters. So we go into public, we have our everyday lives, we pick up so much. And then the moment we step into nature, it all sort of just like falls away. It's returned back up into that high frequency and it helps us cleanse. It's like literally going into a bath, a light bath out in nature.
It's so true. Oh, hi, Michael. Thank you. I'm doing really well. Thank you for tuning in. I was just actually speaking to Britt about how you and I did lives together. So, hi, Michael.
And I see someone from India as well. Nice to meet you. Thanks for
Nice
being
to
here.
meet you. Yeah, thanks for being here. Britt and I are really stoked and excited to connect with everybody. Not only Britt and I connecting with each other, but also to be able to, extend that outward. I think there's nothing more that excites Britt and I more on this planet to be able to, be of support and guide and assistance in any way that we can while people are starting to experience, 4D in the fifth dimensional,
And I feel like, again, yeah, we've reached such a great point in our own journeys where we're able to support people to like the greatest capacity that we can. Even, a few years ago, I don't think I would have necessarily come on here and, wanted to support people energetically, across the internet or in person. We're even going to be in the future here stepping onto stage together and doing a podcast
yeah.
and speaking publicly together because we just feel like there's so much to say. We have so much information coming in through us.
Absolutely. And so like the excitement that we feel to be able to share this, oh my gosh, it's just like a gift. Like I just feel like we've been blessed and it's just a beautiful gift to share together and outward. I'm super
Me too.
happy.
Yeah, I'm just so excited. I've been literally vibrating excitement for the like weeks on end. So the
I
fact that we've
know.
come together today to do this,
No.
whoever's able to tune in, and we'd love to do this more often throughout the week as well. Just come on here onto social media
And just do it
and chat with
live.
everybody, whoever wants to tune in, I guess, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Yeah, because from
Hi
Kentucky.
from Kentucky.
Oh, that's all. Hi from
Amazing.
Kentucky. I guess we should express where we're from. So Brittany and I are both actually from Alberta, Canada. And so it's really unique because a lot of soul family that I've met over the last, many years of my awakening have all been like spread out far and wide over, the world. And so Brittany is actually of the only like close soul family, soul group member that I have that's directly in Alberta with me. So I knew that that was very significant on our journey
Yeah.
together.
I had no idea it would actually bring us together in the physical, and that we'll be doing physical work together
I know.
because it's always been highly energetic, but we'll be coming together now. We're only about, is it 3 hours away? Maybe 2 hours
Yeah,
away from one
yeah,
another.
like three
So
hours away from each other. Yeah, we're like a little drive away. So it was just like to think how close, in proximity we are compared to like where, other soul families. It's just incredible. So I knew.
and I also have soul family as well, all around the world, mostly in the States, I would say. And then
Yeah,
over in Europe, there's quite a few members for me as well. But
yeah, me
our
too.
relationship is very significant. I know it's so much more than what we can even, I think, fathom at this point. We've had so many past lives together as well. And different dynamics, of course. But we even talked, we said, I feel like I've done this type of work with you before. And it's just
Oh,
come together like a reunion of our skill set in
totally.
this lifetime. Like this is like a grand finale because I don't know if a lot of you know, this is mine and also Lindsay's last reincarnation on Earth. So it's a big one. It's
It's,
essentially a party.
it,
It's going to be really fun.
it totally is.
Um,
That was
it's
something
been
we both
challenging.
loved.
It's been
Yeah.
challenging as well, but
No, absolutely. And to even think, not something that I can't wait for us to dive into is our last reincarnation. Like there's just so much information that I can't wait for us to express and expose about, people's journey and how significant it is. But yeah, it is our last incarnation here. So we're going out with a bang.
we are.
We have to, we've been training for lifetimes for this, journey together. And that's how I look at this too.
What can you tell about the current energies? Feels like crazy. And how do you navigate these? Absolutely. I feel like Lindsay will be a really good speaker on this just because I'm operating at a different vibrational capacity at this point. I
Mm-hmm.
sometimes will tune into the collective energies, but for me, the density is not as strong. It feels further away. And I know Lindsay's more interconnected in with this. So I don't know, do you want to
Absolutely.
talk a little bit about this?
Absolutely. So the current energy, so it's funny, I'm still directly connected into the collective energy and the planetary energies. So I typically can't speak I kind of like, Britt kind of passed the torch down to me a little bit, while she, kept vibrating and elevating, and I am as well, but I'm very connected. And how we navigate these energies is by really, it's going to be dependent on your own journey and your own self-awareness of what you're experiencing. I know a lot of people feel this in many different ways, depending if you're feeling this emotionally, mentally, physically, to which capacity you're feeling these energies. What I can say about these energies, it's really important to be able to ground yourself within the physical body and also within your mental and emotional. It's really coming into alignment and finding the tools that are specific for you to be able to withstand these energies that are going to, push and pull and expand us in so many beautiful ways.
It's absolutely,
and it's really important.
going to rock your system. It's going to rock like every part
Absolutely.
of you.
Yeah, it's so true. And thanks for saying that, because it's like it's the whole purpose of these energies is to shake people to the core so that we awaken and so that we can awaken to our true self. So it's so important to find and grasp the tools now. And I always come on here and talk about how important it is to be out in nature, because like at the beginning of this, live, I was talking about how important it is to be outside, because it really helps you not only ground within your own body, but when we're out in nature, we find that we're not separate. And it really helps you kind of navigate and come back into self. Everything seems to quiet down, and it really allows you to find natural transmutation, but it really brings you back into alignment. Really comes down to finding and grasping and gaining tools to be able to withstand the energetic push and pull.
We definitely can talk more about that together when we come on and do a live again. And even in our podcast, some of the best tools, the top tools that we've utilized that have helped us. Because you need tools. You need a tool belt. Like, you need a whole support system to be able to navigate these energies truly.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to answer the next question here. How does one know they're truly on their last reincarnation, I suppose, incarnation?
Mm-hmm.
And this is funny because Linds and I are going to be doing our first podcast. Most likely the topic will be that.
Yay.
So stay tuned. Early next week, we will bring in more detail. But for me, it's like a really deep inner knowing. It's information that I've received directly. I'm also on a twin flame or divine counterpart union journey as well.
Yeah.
And there's just been so many signs directly from God, from the universe, with Linds as well, that, this is it. This is, you've trained lifetimes essentially to be here, to share your knowledge and to help others reach what you've been able to experience, which is, it's such a beautiful thing.
No, I absolutely agree.
There's another question. I don't know if you want me to read it.
Yeah,
I'm healing my family's generation trauma. By healing myself, I'm healing family line. I've outgrown them and had to let them go to heal. Generation curse I practice. Okay. So it's all about releasing generational curses and healing the familiar, or the family line, which Lindsay and we have been doing that consistently for the past, I would say, 6, 7 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
And you never get a break from it. Like, it's always, you're tapped into the energetics of your family members, of the entire line, your whole ancestral line. And it's not only about being with people in the physical, but it's understanding what's happening beyond the physical, which I'm sure you are well aware of. So congratulations for taking that step in this lifetime to want to make that change within your family line, and to do different and to be different and to vibrate higher in order for future generations to be able to step into also like a higher frequency and a higher life existence, because that's essentially what you're doing. You're encouraging others to do as well. And Lindsay, I can't wait to do another podcast episode on this, but the amount of trauma and healing that Lindsay in particular has had to go through within her family lines is like out of this world.
Right. Yeah, it has been. And I also want to thank you, Britt, and also wanted to comment on that too, that there was a lot of times where I had to release everybody from my field, and I had to release everybody from my life at one point, because I was clearing the ancestral lineage and that within the DNA. And so ultimately I stood out, and I was a black sheep for, all of my journey. But what I do know is that this healing is so significant, and that whoever's supposed to meet you at the end of, this will, and I have so amazing, I have come into connection with, family that I didn't think that I would ever have a relationship with again. But it was because I chose to take that healing on, it essentially, it shifted and it allowed so much healing to take place within my family. And I'm seeing it in real time. So it's really incredible when you go inward and you just, accept what is. And just know that whoever's meant to be there on the other end of, I don't feel we ever come to a place of full healing, but they will be there. I promise you they'll be there.
I promise you they'll be there too, because there's people in the beginning of my journey who are part of my family who didn't understand me at all. They didn't understand this awakening journey. And now I'm finally coming back into contact with, and the relationship is so loving. And it's like operating at a completely different capacity than it once was. And that's because both individuals were able to separate
Yes.
for some time and to heal individually. And those healthy boundaries are so important when you realize like we're not vibrating at the same frequency. It may be time to release and to do like deeper inner, healing work in order to come back together and to love at like really great capacities.
That's exactly how it goes. It's exactly what takes place, and it's painful, and it's hard at the time. But when you start grasping that, higher awareness, it actually makes it a little bit easier because it's so unconditional love.
Sorry, I'm just don't want to miss some of the stuff. I'm just going back as well.
Yeah, no.
You said I'm a black sheep. I have psychic abilities. Well, absolutely. I feel like most of us who decide to do this deep awakening and healing have so many abilities that may not be like anybody else within our family. And therefore you will stand out like a sore thumb. But I think it's like the most beautiful thing as well, because it's showing other people, you could eventually one day step into this too. Like if it's something that you desire or choose to, there's so much more to your life existence than what you're currently experiencing. And then someone said, I'm planning to stay on the planet till every single one awakens to the fifth dimension. And this is also my last lifetime. I was showing, yeah. So I think for a lot of us, especially who are interconnected in these spiritual communities, a lot of us understand it is our last life on earth. And
Right,
I
is
feel
that showing
that's what
up on your
for a lot of
screen?
us.
Sorry that I'm interrupting. Is your screen looking normal right now?
Yeah, is yours glitching out?
Yeah, mine's glitching out a little bit. That's funny. Sorry, I just want to make sure that it's not glitching out on your end.
No, I noticed like when you were talking a little bit that you were
Mhm.
glitching out. Can you
Okay.
tell when you glitch out or no?
No, you're not glitching out. It's on my end.
It's your end.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. And then Ian's 137 said, so practices. I wonder how do you interpret that?
Oh,
And
say
hi,
that so
and this
practices.
is beautiful life.
Hi, Core. It's so sweet. That's Core. Thank you for popping in here. So practices meaning as like in like spiritual practices and like how we can like, come into, how we can withstand these energies. So my biggest spiritual practice is right now I had many over, the span of the last 8 years. I had seen many healers, a lot of practitioners in regards to energy, reflexology, to bring my body back into alignment. Acupuncture is great. But one of my greatest spiritual practices is honestly going outside in nature. When you are able to connect into Mother Earth and you can just plant your butt into the ground, give yourself 10 minutes a day, it's nothing, and just to really feel into yourself and into Mother Nature and just to connect, it's just like a whole other experience. It really helps you. It's like a personal, like a meditation. I don't know how to really explain it. Just brings you back to self when there's so much noise and so much going on outside of us. To be able to come in to say, just sit in a forest or in a grassed area or just anything, it really silences everything and allows us to really connect inward. And that's what this journey is all about, is home to self. So that's connecting in. Any practice that allows you to come back inside is going to be your greatest practice, because ultimately you need to be, the most self-aware of yourself.
Yes.
It's such an inward journey and an inward practice. Yeah.
And I think for both of us, we've done it so independently as well. I had nobody when I was going through like multiple dark nights of the soul. It was me and God.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, for me personally, made me so strong and to be able to do what I was able to do. And same with Lindsay as well. It's just you. And I think that's like the hardest part for a lot of people. It's such a lonely journey, but we also want to let you know that at this point, it doesn't have to be. There's actually so much support out there right now for absolutely anybody who's going through awakening, no matter what the capacity they're awakening to within this lifetime. Because again, not everyone's going to be experiencing what your experience, or what I've been able to reach within this lifetime. I don't know if it's necessarily meant for everybody. I don't know what you think about that. If you think absolutely everybody is going to be feeling and embodying fifth dimensional frequencies, what's your take on that?
So I personally agree with you, Britt. I feel like, I guess I know a lot of us have come here to awaken, but what I'm seeing in real time, I don't believe that every soul here on the planet has come here to embody that frequency.
Yeah,
Just from, even in my own experience within my physical reality, I feel you're absolutely right. I feel like it's really the soul's choice. And I feel like we're living in such a time right now where the soul has either made the choice or hasn't. So I
absolutely.
think it's a really telltale sign now during this, major transition on the planet and the awakening that's taking place. I think we know now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And was there any more questions? Oh, for me, other practices for me, it's just been a gratitude practice, being absolutely grateful for every single thing in my life, to
Hmm.
the smallest thing happening and to the biggest things that are happening for me and to me. And even the things that are like super hard and challenging. And then I feel like, this really, really sucks to be here. Like
Hmm.
it's even finding gratitude in those moments.
I agree fully. Funny, just before we did our live, I was out in the forest and I was sitting down by a tree and I was just literally thanking God for everything that I
That's
have right now because I didn't have this like a
yeah,
year ago. I was going through the depths of this journey. So I literally was sitting out under the tree in the beautiful sunshine and just thanking God. Thank you so much for this life. Thank you for everything that I've received, the blessings. It's just, yeah, gratitude. You're absolutely right, Brett. And that's also one that I maybe, miss a little bit. I definitely like to take time out of my busy, hectic life to really thank God for all of the beautiful things.
There's actually
Um,
moments now that I sit and experience, and I'm literally like tears are streaming down my
I
face because
know.
I'm so in such deep gratitude. And I never used to operate at this capacity. It would just be like living life, like going through the routine, the daily habits, and forgetting like the deeper connection. But that once I was able to awaken to these higher frequencies and to embody them,
Yeah,
it's just like you live from a place of gratitude constantly. So if that's something that you're wanting to step into within this lifetime, I highly recommend to start finding like the smallest thing to hold on to and be like, thank you, God. Thank you for this food. This bed is amazing, like
right.
small things like that. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you helped me step into that too, was just like finding gratitude and like just even when you're going through the depths and the hell of the journey, it's just
yeah,
finding gratitude of like, oh, do I have a proper bed to sleep on tonight? Well, maybe it's not ideal, but I'm so grateful to have, I've got my kids in my arms. I'm grateful to have, this warm blanket over me. Like it's just, you're right, Brett. It is being very grateful. And you actually really helped me come to a deep understanding. Like you obviously have helped me so much in this lifetime already. Um, but one thing that you and I share so much gratitude for is even our own relationship, like our own connection. Like I know even for myself, like there's times where I'll just start crying and I'm like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
like, I'm so grateful for this, like, this beautiful connection that we share. It's
And
just,
I feel
this
like
is,
we tell each other all the time, like how much we love each
we
other. And it's
do.
such a deep, deep love that Linz and I share that I
Hmm.
never thought would come into fruition. You know what I mean? Like I was not anticipating this when Linz and I first met. Had no idea
Hmm.
how deep our love was for one another, and just we're soul family. And there's so many more of us too. I know that the more we do these lives, that more people will connect into us and be like, I know you girls.
Yeah,
And it'll be
right.
like a big reunion sort of thing. But
Absolutely. That was something we even asked each other last night was like, did you see this coming? I'm like, I did not see this coming. Like, did you see this
no,
coming? Like, no, we didn't see this coming. So
no.
this is a beautiful surprise for the both of us to be able to connect so deeply with each other, but also knowing that this has been like preparation. We were preparing for this for a really long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No.
So it's around 1:30. I don't know if
Yeah.
you want to
If
maybe,
anybody has any more questions or if you want to wrap this up, our live for today, but I think that this was a really good idea. It's just to give people even
yeah,
just a little bit of
just to sort of meet us too at an individual, like more personable level. Because I know those 60-second shorts, I mean, how much can you get to know a person through a 60-second short? So the more we do this,
the
hopefully
better.
more we can get to know all of you individually as well. And then our podcast too on YouTube, which we're super excited for. It's really going to
Mhm.
reveal a lot of deep moments, not only within our own journeys, but our connection. And it's going to be very intimate. I'm sure there'll be
Absolutely.
lots of tears as well.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Like soul deep. And that's why it's called Soul Podcast, because it's soul deep. And so, because Britt and I have really navigated the soul journey and the depths. And so we're just so excited to be able to bring that forward for people so that people can have just a greater awareness and understanding of this journey and what it means. And yeah, ouch. We couldn't be any
Moving
more.
around lots.
We couldn't be any more thrilled and excited just to be able to share just our love, really, the frequency and the embodiment of love. And that's really what this comes down to. So.
And we also want to let you know, if you're not aware of energetics, that anytime you're like connecting with other people, there's an energy transfer that takes place. So,
Yeah.
when there's people operating, within the love frequency, essentially you're going to feel and benefit from a lot of that love. So that's like our greatest hope, is not only to embody it, but spread it as quickly as we can to make everyone feel good and feel aligned and, be excited for what's ahead, because truly get excited. It's an unbelievable journey.
Yeah, it really, really is. And Britt's like we talked about it before, like Britt's the only one that I personally know that's fully embodied in 5D. So like Britt's information and experience is going to be like the most, like probably one of the greatest information, like the greatest information that there is in regards to fifth dimensional frequencies, because she's truly the only person I know. Oh, sorry, that's
Well, I was
embodied.
going to say, you're the only person that I know that's operating at this capacity as well. And it's just so funny that we happen to come. Not funny, it's been guided that we come together to talk about it. But
yeah. No, absolutely. We can't wait to share it. We can't wait to share it with everybody. So
there'll be much more. So this is just the beginning.
Yes, we just dipped our toes in.
Yeah, it went by so quick, like 30 minutes. I thought, it went by quick, but
no, I know, and I'm so happy to be able to, like, people are connecting in. It's awesome. We're so grateful to be able to connect in with people and just be able to answer questions and just to be of support in any way and to any capacity we possibly can. So that's why we are teaming up to do this.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm sending everybody a lot of love on my end. My screen is like fading as well. I don't know if yours is. I don't know why that would happen. See, me and technology, not the greatest.
Oh, I know. Mine's glitching out a little bit too. So
maybe that's a sign.
Maybe it's a sign. So we'll say goodbye, and we thank everybody. Oh, there, that's better. Thank everybody for being here today and sharing this space with us and allowing us to come on here and just to fully open up and be ourselves. And
absolutely. And we can't wait to see more of you, I guess, this week.
Yeah.
A couple days.
Yep, you betcha. We'll be here.
We'll be around.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody.
Yeah, and you guys have a great day.
Okay, bye.
Bye.